Jessica Jones Show. Today I have a very special guest, a good friend of mine who is also in the fight and what's going on right now with this black movement that we're going through. And it's all brown people of all colors coming together to fight against police brutality, to fight against everything we've been going through as a black community for many years now. And so we are here to offer our feelings, our support, solutions as well. There is faith that we have within ourselves and within the universe that God is going to heal. We use that word hope a lot, but I am beyond hope. We have faith and we know that things and whatever we're going through is going to be, it is getting better because everyone is acknowledging the situation. So please help me welcome the wonderful and illustrious Cheyenne.
Come on, girl.
Yes.
Thank you. I just wanted to say thank you so much for even inviting me into this conversation.
You can get comfortable. Black girls unite, all right?
So I really do appreciate you inviting me, and the way she found out about me, a little bit more about, you know, what I was fighting for was through me being vocal on my Instagram.
Yes.
So on my Instagram.
I love it. And like, that's the way we find out and how we find like-minded individuals, because it's all about being vocal. And I feel like her approach to things was along the lines of what I've been trying to get out this whole time, is to be logical about the situation. You know, I understand there's a lot of rage going on. I understand that we have been angry for many years, but I feel like we can do things in a more planned out and more organized way. I feel like that's what, if we are going to continue to quote our black leaders that have been around, you know, back in the 60s and back in the 50s, and they did come together. They had plans, they had meetings, you know, for everything, and just jumping out is, for me, not the best way to do things. It's like working off of anger or just spewing things out isn't the way to do it. Right. So right now we're going to give some things that we're feeling. And first and foremost, I want to ask you, how are you feeling?
So honestly, I've been feeling up sometimes and down. It varies by the hour for me, and it varies by the day, because right now what's going on, things have been moving so rapidly and changing. We're getting Amber Alerts on our phone. Curfews. It sounds like a lockdown to me, because, you know, we're afraid at the end of the day for our brothers and our nephews and our sons, because they could be on the way home from work. And it doesn't matter. Their skin, they're being profiled by their skin. Right. And they're
black women too.
Black women
we all
too.
Getting locked up at
and
this point.
It's like, it feels like you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
Right. Because I'm feeling despair as well. Like, there are days where I wake up and I just feel like my heart is so heavy. It's like the rug has literally been pulled from under me. Like, the way of living, the way of life has and is and will be changed forever. Forward moving, like, our lives will never be the same. And when it comes to, you know, transformation doesn't feel good, you know, and this is the type of transformation that we need. But what I'm coming out of and what we're feeling is like, it's an emotional roller coaster.
It is.
That I'm just trying to figure out, how can we move forward?
And so a good point that you brought up was, can we do the same things we did in the past? We came up with a motto. It was new era, new shit.
Okay.
You know, how can we keep doing things we did 50 years ago?
Right. Peaceful
protests, looting and vandalism. How have those things changed what's going on right now?
Right. Because when you think about it, once again, new era, new shit, it's saying that, of course, back in the 1960s, that the Civil Acts movement or Civil Acts right was passed because it was 7 days of protest and marching. But there was also organized plans and things that Martin Luther King put in order for those things to happen. as well as he was reaching out to everyone else. Not saying that we haven't been reaching out to the government officials and other people like that to make change, but we are still having the same issues. Okay, we had a rights movement happen and everything, and the government signed the thing, but we're still dealing with
the same stuff. The same stuff. When you see somebody get killed every other week,
a black or brown person getting killed, unarmed, hands up,
unlawfully, and then we see 3 years ago, 4 or 5, I don't know, I can't keep track. Right. When Trayvon Martin's killer was let go free, innocent. Rodney King's killer. We've seen this before.
Time after time again.
Let go.
Right.
Now what's going to happen if that happens this day and age? It's going to get worse.
Right. And you know what? Just to branch off of the George Zimmerman case with Trayvon Martin, or the Trayvon Martin case, that man wasn't fully white. And we have to realize that racism, of course, it was perpetuated through media, which is ran by white people, but you have to think that it isn't just white people. Over in China, when COVID went down, they were blocking black folks from coming into the McDonald's. Yeah. So we have to challenge our Asian, our Latino, our other colorful groups of minorities, to challenge them the same way we're challenging white people.
Right.
The racism is within, the colorism is within. And so we're coming with a solution to deprogram your minds. So if you're thinking, or even the colorism that we have from other people from Africa, different countries and different things that we are going through, it's not just white people. We all have to come up out of this old way of thinking of how we deem black people.
So having said that, I just watched the news the other day, and we have to keep in mind the media, who is in control of the media.
Right.
So when we find that out and we understand that they cover what they want to cover.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Then we understand that there has been agenda in place, and it's been to show, the continued hurt to our people openly so that we can react off of emotion. So having said that, it's part of an agenda to where they infiltrate that pain, and now we're vandalizing, we're angry, we're vandalizing, we're looting, but we want you to know that that's not the solution.
It's not the solution, and that isn't the way we should continue these things. And what I will say about the looting and the vandalizing, yes, we have seen a lot of people of other races. We've seen white people looting. We've seen them spray painting. We've seen people of other races that are lighter skinned, of another, maybe they're Armenian or maybe they're someone else, and we're like, oh, they're working for the government, they're doing these things all on purpose. Regardless of, when you come out into a large group, whether you want the protest to be positive and peaceful or not, you are allowing everybody to come outside. You are allowing everybody to make their voices heard, even if it is not going along with the protest and what you're trying to do. You have to be, or not you and not have, but we need to work on a better way, a better solution, and for, I can get the words out.
Yeah.
We have to do things better.
Strategically. Just the same way they have an operation, the government has an operation, they want to bring out the National Guard in one day. These things were already, planned.
Right.
So they had a plan because they don't want us to overthrow them. I mean, they don't want us to.
Military.
But now that they see that everybody is angry and everybody is just as passionate about our people being killed, now this is what you see. We see civilians having to fight back the army.
Right. And what type of, these first of all, the army, the military, the police, they are trained to do these jobs. And so if you think you're going to be able to fight against them this way, it is not the solution. And we have a solution in which we feel like it will work, and something that will help us move forward. And that's how me and Cheyenne really came together today to put that out for the rest of you looking for that.
We don't want you to just think we're here to,
attack you or make you feel less than. We're trying to...
We have a plan and we have a solution. We're trying to get as many people on board with this as possible, and that's why we're bringing it, to YouTube and to Instagram and Facebook. We want people to share this so that all of the logical thinkers can come together and we can get on the same page. We plan on having a Zoom conference soon. Yeah. So Zoom and Telegram, if those things are downloaded on your phones, we can begin to, it's a domino effect. One small group, 2 people will start something, tell their friends, and it becomes bigger.
Right.
Another point I want to make real quick is that, people want to be neutral through this, but having silence is just as bad as violence.
Right.
You want to be neutral because of the backlash you might face, but you can't think that way, because if you speak about your opinion and have an open dialogue, maybe somebody else who's listening to you will think, hey, I never thought that way before.
Right. That's how we got connected. And there are some people who are like, I was listening to Shaka Bars, and he was discussing, celebrities staying quiet. Some of them are going to stay quiet because they don't want their property, their stuff, their money to get, fucked up dealing with this whole shenanigans. They may post a couple things here, but that to me is not my concern, nor is my focus. I don't need the fake posts. I don't need the fake tears. I don't need the fake love. The clout, like why aren't these celebrities posting? Why are all your white friends? Why are all your Asian friends? Why are all your Mexican friends? Why are they not posting? No, how about you focus on the people who are posting? That is where I feel like that's where my belief and what I'm standing strong in. Stand with the people who give more strength back to you. If there is, you want to look for reciprocation, then deal with the people who are giving you back that love. Why are we so concerned about the people who don't give a fuck? Trying to make or force anyone, like the Tao, T-A-O, look it up, go and search it on YouTube. There's no need to force anyone to believe in what we want them to believe in. We can only move forward with the people who believe in what we have going forward and moving forward in our Zoom meeting and also with Telegram, and she will tell you a little bit about that.
So you make a good point about people getting on the bandwagon for clout and pretending that they are a part of this Black Lives Matter. And you know what? It's unfortunate that a lot of these corporations that black people buy, black and brown people buy, and we love the Gucci, we love the Louis Vuitton, we love this and that. I've only seen maybe a handful of these corporations speak out, but you still have to question their motive.
Yeah,
if they're really,
they want you to spend your black dollar there, because technically, statistically, black people are the highest consumer in America, and we don't even make up half of the population. So yes, some of these major corporations, like, we stand with Black Lives Matter because they want you to spend, they want you to continue to spend your black dollar on them. And one guy asked me, well, if you don't want me to, whose pockets are we supposed to take our money out of? Sweetie, it's called, instead of going to fucking Starbucks, you go to your local business. You go to private owned businesses. Instead of going to these major corporations to buy loads of shit that you don't motherfucking need, you can go to your next little small shops and buy a little bit of paper towels here, a little bit of toilet. It's about shopping with the private owners and the small businesses.
Yes, this is the way that we're going to infiltrate the money more towards our community.
Yes.
Because, we can get into Black Wall Street, we can get into Tulsa, we can get into all of that. A lot of the stuff that we know is not our job to re-educate, because there's books and there's research out there. These people that don't realize history repeats itself again and again, they're ignorant, because ignorance is, not being well informed.
Right.
So, and then also the people, our own people can also be ignorant in that sense, because insanity, the definition of insanity is to keep repeating something and thinking that the outcome will be a new result.
Right.
We cannot keep doing these tactics that we've used before. What do we say? New
shit, new era, new shit. I was thinking about something like, what? New era, new shit. But then we have the blackout movement, and I know we just watched a video about that. They are not telling us to not continue to post.
Right.
Continue to post about what's happening. Okay, continue to post about solutions. Mm-hmm. That's where we should be at this point. Like, we've posted enough of the negative. We've posted enough of the hangings. We've done that so much. Now is the time for us to get to that happy place, that place of where can we go now? That's where I want to go with this.
Yes.
That's where I want to go. And that's what we're doing today, you know?
And what we're going to see, I just want you guys to get a vision of what's going to come forward if nothing is being organized amongst us.
Right.
Us logical people like you probably viewing this video. Mm-hmm. What's going to happen is the martial law will be put into place.
Already.
We're going to see it's not going to be looking good. So my question to you is, why do you think that the media has not addressed an upsurge in deaths from putting these people in jail for the past 2 days? What happened to COVID?
What? Say it again. What happened to COVID?
What happened to COVID?
So I'm thinking, like, is everyone in the next 14 days, are there going to be like a plethora of like sick people? Is the death rate's going to get any higher? I mean, we offer now this is my thing. In 14 days, if half of these people are not sick, then
fishy.
Mm-hmm.
Fishy.
Okay, I'm just saying that because there was a lot of people out there with no mask on, no gloves on, just roaming the streets with crowds of people. And for some reason, like, COVID just vanished into thin air. And I know there are people who are like, oh, we had our mask on, but that doesn't speak for everyone across America. It doesn't. So I want to see where COVID is really going to play its role in all of this in the next 14 days.
I do too, sis. I want to see. And another thing is enable for blacks and browns, people of color to come together right mm-hmm. now and put our brains together. We also need to realize that we all have a community, the hood. We need to think about how are we going to incorporate their mindset to be logical like us.
Bridging the gap.
We have to bridge the gap
yep.
because we cannot continue to have our people vandalize and loot.
Yep.
And
because it's not just white people that's vandalizing and looting.
It's not
just Hispanics. It's not just. We are also a part of that problem.
How are we going to get the hood to come together? And we can't. At this point, realizing that we were killing each other at one point, mm-hmm. blacks and browns.
Ooh.
Now this is a whole new mindset for them to think, hey, we've been killing each other when this whole time we could have been together united.
Right.
We could have been united this whole time.
Yep.
To fight this higher cause.
Fight the higher ups, because that's what they want you to do. They want you to kill each other over trivial bullshit that doesn't fucking matter. You killing your next door neighbor, or you killing some nigga down the street over some hood beef no. This is a time where we should bridge the gap between the educated and the uneducated, mm-hmm. and making all of us educated, because knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power.
Okay? Mm-hmm. And that's why, for everyone watching this, if you have more solutions, if you have more logical ways in order for us to bring this uplift together, please comment. Please DM us,
yes.
message us. We're going to put our Instagrams and everything below so that you guys can connect to us and we can move forward in this movement.
Yes.
And also, another thing before we talk about the Zoom, learn how to be a goddamn neighbor. Okay? I am from the South. I'm from Virginia. And if anything was going down in my household and we didn't have, you know, enough of this or enough that, or lights or electricity went out, I've been through it. We could always go next door.
You're right.
And a neighbor was always there. In the morning when I would go to my school bus, I had a neighbor that was looking out the window, making sure that I got on that bus every morning.
Yes.
Like, these are the type of things that we need in Los Angeles and around the world.
Yes.
Like, we have to work on being a better neighbor. If you see something, say something.
Yes.
You know, but like, we're doing a lot of focusing on the world and like what's happening and you know, with the Black and brown movement and the whole Black Lives Matter movement. But we also have to learn how that a lot of us are saying a lot of positive things, but you're still a mean girl. You know, you're still a mean guy to the next person. You know, you can say all this positive stuff online, okay? But you're still a mean girl.
Right.
So learn how to look at your brown brothers and sisters on the street and look at them and speak.
Yes.
Say hello.
Yes.
Good morning. How are you?
How are you doing today, sis?
I'm doing great.
Are you okay?
I'm doing all right.
How's your mental?
Okay.
You know, and you bring up a good point, because yesterday, it was like 30 minutes before curfew. Curfew was at 5 yesterday where I live.
Right.
And you know, if you guys don't know, we both live in Los Angeles County.
Yes.
So curfew was at 5, and I was hanging around at 4:30 at a park, and the Mexican guy doing construction said, "Hey, just a reminder, curfew's at 5. And I said, "Thank you." He said, "You don't want to give them another reason."
That part.
That's respecting thy neighbor.
That's respecting thy neighbor. Like, remember that shit. It doesn't mean that Black and brown, we are including everyone. We are including white people too. Like, I feel like this is the time to look at another person across the street or someone that you're passing by. And I understand COVID and everything. You don't have to open up your mouth, but just giving someone a smile, a nod, a wink can change their lives. It's a domino effect to be nice, to allow somebody to merge over in a lane, okay? To hold open an elevator door, you know, for someone running for that is a domino effect of love and peace. And we have to remember that, that just because you had a motherfucking bad day does not mean that you have to outweigh that and put that on someone else next to you. Always show love and appreciation and learn how to have some goddamn compassion. Stop being mean girls out here. We are tired of it. Black girls, at this point, I've had issues with Black women in the past that I didn't feel like I had from any other race. We have to nip that shit in the bud.
You're right.
There is no more jealousy.
You're right.
There's no more, oh, she's light skinned or she's dark skinned, or her hair is too curly, or her hair is not curly enough.
Her voice is too white.
Her voice is too white, or her voice is too educated. Because fuck the white shit, it's education.
Right.
Get it together, okay?
These brought the hood up.
Okay, get that shit together.
Right.
We have to understand that that shit is fucked up and it's mean. Stop doing that shit. We have to come together. But now I'm going to turn over to her, because we're going to talk about, she was the one who brought up the Zoom meetings and what we're going to do and move forward in that.
Right. Just to reiterate and, you know, close it up, we would like to add as many people to this Zoom conference. So it's, you know, it's a video chat and multiple people can be in the room. Right. You can mute yourself so that you know, you can do whatever. You can be driving and just have it sitting right there so you can listen to the dialogue. But this is a platform for dialogue. Yeah. I want everyone to be able to listen one by one to each other's ideas openly. You can even turn off your video and you don't have to be seen. You don't have to speak either. Right. And it's going to be basically, I'm going to send out, if you're interested, I'm going to send out the link to the Zoom call. Go ahead and download Zoom, and then no free promo for them. No, this is not free promo. And then there's another app called Telegram. Yes. Again, no free promo for them.
No free promo.
But these are the dialogues and conversations that need to be had. Right. So moving forward, it's going to be a group chat called Telegram, and then there's going to be a video conference called Zoom. Right.
And please DM us, message us, because we're going to give more information as to what we want to do moving
in Los
forward.
Angeles. now.
Yes, in Los Angeles, and we do have to make that a note. We are in Los Angeles, so this isn't something that we're doing all over, but just in this section here.
Because it starts somewhere.
It has to start somewhere, absolutely. And so we're going to take that information and move forward there.
And then maybe you guys can take from what we're doing. You can still, even if you're not in Los Angeles, you can still add yourself to the Zoom, and you can add yourself to the Telegram, and do it in your city.
Yep.
Do it in your state.
That
do
part.
the same thing we're doing.
Yep, absolutely.
Because it takes a village.
It takes a village. It does. So with that being said, tune in. We have more. We have more to give. We don't want to put everything here, just because, you know, like I said before, we want to be more organized and we want to hear from you. But this is a positive and light enforced movement. So keep the trolls. You guys can keep trolling on Instagram, but we block you from our Zoom meeting because we're moving forward in excellence.
Yes, we are.
Okay.
It was a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. I know we were scared about the COVID, but girl, they're not that scared no more.
Right.
Obviously, I've been outside. But once again, thank you guys for tuning in. Hold on, let me make sure if I got anything else. Okay. You know, blah, 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 blah. Okay, good. Not blah, 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 but I'm just like going through my stuff. But I do want to quote this thing from Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle said this, so that was so funny. White people wake up early killing. Okay? And it's so funny, not to say that all white people please white people, just take this as the joke that he put out as. He knew that the shooters that were in D.C. were black because they were waking up late to kill people with the snipers. And he said, I knew they were black because they was shooting people afternoon. And so what I'm telling us as a community, all our black and brown people and just people of color, like, let's be on time. Okay?
Early bird gets the worm.
Early bird gets the worm. Let's get to it. You know what I mean? Let's wake up early.
10 steps ahead.
Come on now. Let's wake up early, killing it in a good way.
Yeah.
Okay? Killing it like that. Let's wake up early, killing the movement and doing what's right. So once again, thank you guys for tuning in to my show, The Jessica Jones Show. Thank you, Cheyenne, for coming on, spreading your light and your energy. And once again, we're going to give you all the information below. Please tune in. Please watch. And I have much more to give to you guys. I have much more in store for y'all. So thank y'all again. Be blessed. Highly favored. Yeah.